Good morning, students. Today we are going to start our chapter Rheology, and in today's lecture you will study about its introduction, some terms that we use in rheology, and what are the various factors that affect the viscosity.
Rheology is derived from word "rheo" that means to flow and logos meaning science. Thus, rheology is science that is concerned with flow of fluids and deformation of solid under stress. Ideal fluids such as liquids and gases deform irreversibly; they flow, and ideal solids deform elastically. The study of flow property of liquid is important in the manufacturing of several dosage forms, that is, simple liquids, gels, creams, paste. Now the importance of rheology. There are two importance of rheology. First is manufacturing of dosage form and second is handling of drugs for administration. In case of manufacturing of dosage form, there are certain materials that undergo mixing. They flow through pipes. They are dispensed in containers, and thus there is the influence of selection of mixing equipment. So if we have a proper knowledge regarding the rheology of that material, we can select a suitable container, we can select a suitable mixing equipment. Second is handling of drugs for administration. As we prepare various types of dosage form, if we take the example of like parenteral preparations, for that purpose, the point that we consider is the syringeability of medicine. As if we prepare a parenteral preparation, that the preparation should pass through the orifice of the syringe. In case of liquids, they should be easily pourable from containers, and if we consider creams, in case of that, they should be easily extruded out from the tubes. And this all depend on the flow behavior of the dosage forms. Flow property of simple liquid is expressed in terms of viscosity, and you all know that viscosity is an expression of resistance to flow of liquid. Higher the viscosity of liquid, greater is the resistance to flow. For example, groundnut oil, honey, syrups, these all resist the flow more in comparison to water or alcohol. It can be described on molecular level that the motion is transferred between molecules of syrup is slower than molecules for water. And here comes some terminologies which we use in this rheology chapter. First is shear. Shear is the movement of material relative to parallel layers. Second is shear stress or shearing stress, which is denoted by symbol F. It is the force per unit area required to bring about flow. Next, shear stress or rate of shear. It is the difference in velocity between two planes of liquids separated by a distance, and it is represented by symbol G, and you can write it as dV upon dr. The scientist who first studied about the flow property of liquid was Newton. He recognized that the higher the viscosity of a liquid, greater is the shearing stress required to produce certain rate of shear. Now here, if we consider a block of liquid consisting of parallel plates of molecules, here we can see that there is a top layer and a bottom layer. In this case, the bottom layer जो है, that is stationary, and a shearing force is applied at the top layer. So when the shearing stress is applied to the top layer, then here you can see that there is the movement of molecules at the top layer. But if we compare this top layer with the bottom layer, the distance that the molecule travel is less as compared to the top layer. That means at stationary point, at fixed point at bottom, there is less velocity, and at the top layer there is more velocity. Thus, the difference of velocity dV between two planes of liquid separated by infinitesimal distance dr is velocity gradient. That means कि जो भी लिक्विड के पैरेलल लेयर्स है उनके बीच में जो वेलोसिटी डिफरेंस है उसको हम dv से रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं, और उनके बीच में जो डिस्टेंस है दैट इज dr, और जो उनके बीच में वेलोसिटी डिफरेंस होगा उसको हम क्या कहेंगे, वेलोसिटी ग्रेडियंट कहेंगे, और you can say it rate of shear. एंड द फोर्स पर यूनिट एरिया, जो कि हमने अभी पिछले फिगर में देखा, दैट वाज अप्लाइड फोर्स, दैट फोर्स दैट वाज अप्लाइड एट द टॉप लेयर ऑफ दैट ब्लॉक दैट brings about flow, that is called as shearing stress. Thus, on that basis, we can say that rate of shear should be directly proportional to shearing stress. That means जैसे जैसे वेलोसिटी ग्रेडियंट बढ़ता जाएगा, वेलोसिटी डिफरेंस बढ़ता जाएगा, तो जो आपको शेयरिंग स्ट्रेस अप्लाई करना है दैट विल आल्सो इंक्रीज. दैट इज देयर इज अ डायरेक्ट प्रोपोर्शनैलिटी बिटवीन रेट ऑफ शेयर एंड शेयरिंग स्ट्रेस. Now, this is here written in mathematical terms that force per unit area, which is known as shearing stress, is directly proportional to the dV upon dr, that is rate of shear. Or you can write it as F is directly proportional to G. F is shearing stress and G is rate of shear. And if you replace this proportionality sign with equality, then there will be a coefficient which is denoted by eta, and this is the coefficient of viscosity, and usually you refer it as viscosity. And if we plot a graph between shearing stress and rate of shear, the graph that will be obtained is referred as rheogram. Now the units of viscosity, the unit of viscosity is poise. It is also expressed in centipoise, and in CGS system for poise is dyne centimeter per centimeter square or gram per centimeter second. Now other terms that are used are kinematic viscosity. Kinematic viscosity is the absolute viscosity defined as viscosity divided by density of a liquid at a specific temperature. Means at a specific temperature अगर आपके पास कोई liquid है जो उसकी viscosity की value है, if you divide that with the density value of that liquid, that will give you the kinematic viscosity, and its units are Stokes and centi-Stokes. Next term that we use is fluidity, and fluidity is the reciprocal of the viscosity, and it is denoted by symbol phi. Here it is written phi is equal to 1 upon eta. Relative viscosity. It is the ratio of viscosity of a solution eta to the viscosity of the solvent eta naught. That means you have two viscosities. One is viscosity of solution and another one is viscosity of the solvent that you have used in the preparation of that solution. तो उन दोनों viscosities का जो ratio होगा that will give you the relative viscosity. Another is specific viscosity, and it is defined as relative increase in the viscosity of solution over that of solvent alone. क्योंकि if we compare the viscosity of solvent and solution, solution जो होगा उसकी viscosity जो होगी that will be more as compared to solvent. So that increase in the viscosity of solution over that solvent is known as specific viscosity. Another one is reduced viscosity, and it is the ratio of specific viscosity to the concentration. That means कि जो आपके पास उस solution की specific viscosity obtained हुई है, if you divide that value with the concentration of that solution, that will give you the reduced viscosity. Now, factors influencing viscosity. There are two factors that affects the viscosity. First is intrinsic and second one is extrinsic. In intrinsic further there is molecular weight, shape, and intermolecular forces. In molecular weight, for example, for large organic molecules formed by combining a number of small molecules such as plastics, viscosity is generally higher for polymers with higher molecular weight, where big molecules lead to high viscosity. And in case of shape, if the molecules have irregular shapes, then the molecules have more interaction due to which their viscosity increases. And in intermolecular forces, more the intermolecular forces, more will be the viscosity. Now second is extrinsic factors, and in this the factors are temperature, pressure, concentration. In temperature, as the temperature increases, the viscosity decreases. In case of pressure, with increase in pressure, there occurs an increase in viscosity. And with reference to concentration, as the concentration increases, viscosity increases. For example, if we add any non-electrolyte, for example sucrose, then it will lead to increase in the concentration, and further the viscosity will also increase. Now in your syllabus there is effect of temperature on viscosity. So we have to explain this section. In this, as the temperature increases, the viscosity of liquid decreases because the liquid acquired thermal energy, which shows the breaking of cohesive forces. Thus, due to breakage of these cohesive forces, the molecules are free to move in any direction. That's why their viscosity increases. And whereas the fluidity of liquid is increases. The relationship between viscosity and temperature is expressed by equation analogues to the Arrhenius equation, which is mentioned here. In this equation, A is the constant that depends on molecular weight and volume of liquid. EV is the activation energy that is required to initiate flow between molecules. R is the gas constant and T is the temperature in Kelvin. As the temperature increases, the exponential term decreases. The exponential term represents a sort of activation energy. That means if a liquid has to flow or if a molecule has to move, then it should have to overcome the activation energy. So, when the temperature increases, the activation energy decreases, due to which it can be overcome easily and the molecules are then free to move, thus resulting in the reduction of the viscosity. Thus, it can be said that no flow occurs unless this energy level is achieved. When this energy level is achieved, then the molecules move freely. Now, if this Arrhenius equation is further simplified by converting it into logarithmic terms, then this equation can be used to estimate the entities like the value of activation energy can be determined and the value of constant A can also be determined. This can be done by plotting a graph between logarithmic eta value with the reciprocal temperature. From this graph, there will obtain a straight line. From the slope value, the activation energy can be determined, and from the value of intercept, the value of constant A can be determined. That's all for the today's lecture. Next, we will continue it further. Thank you.